Oh my gosh. Guys, look. Huh? They're as big as snakes. Oh my goodness. Huh? So many of them. Yay. Huh? They're just all around in the soil. Here's another one. Here's another one. Hey. This soil is rich. I'm telling you. Mm-mm. So this is the area that I'm going to be working on next. It's a section of the backyard. I had some callaloo in some containers and I pulled them out, and I'm going to clear all these containers from this area, and I'm going to be planting some pumpkins here. I have some boundaries going around, so I'm going to ensure that the pumpkin stays inside this area. Most of these containers are ruined. I'm going to dispose of them. See, this one had some callaloo inside, but container is ruined, so I'm going to be throwing these away. So I'm going to be clearing up this plot and preparing it for the pumpkins, planting the pumpkin seedlings. The soil here is a little damp, and as I start moving the grass aside, I notice something very interesting. There are a lot of earthworms everywhere, just wiggling slowly on top of the soil. When I saw the earthworms like this, I always take it as a very good sign. Earthworms are one of the best indicators of healthy soil. They tunnel through the earth, allowing air and water to move down into the ground, and their castings help feed plants naturally. So when I saw these big worms moving through the soil, I knew this spot was alive. A garden always tells you where it wants things to grow. Yeah. This patch has been covered with weeds, grass, and lots of old mulch. So the first thing I'm doing is clearing the area, taking away the old containers, and I'm going to use my machete and clear up some of the grass and shrubs. This area is a square plot, and it's surrounded by some lovely flowers along with the borders. I decided this would be a good place to grow the pumpkin. Instead of planting directly into the ground, I'm going to be using a large container that I had in the garden. Some callaloo had been grown in the containers here before, but Those plants had already died off, so I cleared those. I'm clearing those away. I'm just keeping this one large container in the center here so that I can plant the pumpkins inside it. So the plan is to plant 4 or 5 pumpkin seedlings in the container, and then the vines will grow from the center of the garden and spread outward across the space. I'll trim them, like I'll guide them so that they stay inside the borders of the plot. Interestingly, pumpkins, their vines can grow very long, sometimes stretching 20 to 30 feet across the ground. Very invasive. I don't want it to take over the backyard, so I want to contain them. So this is the area is enough for them. They will have plenty of room to explore. Before adding soil to the container, I will fill the bottom with chopped banana stalks, and banana stalks hold a lot of water. You won't need to be watering every day because the banana stalks, they hold a lot of water, so they work like natural sponge in the soil. They slowly release moisture back to the plants, which is very helpful in a warm tropical garden like this one. So alive, so alive. This one is huge. Oh my goodness. Area is so packed with worms. So packed with worms. Look at that. My gosh. They're all over, all over. Look at that. Okay, I won't hurt them. Okay, so I'm all done. So this is what it looks like. Yes, so as you can see, it's bordered around with plants. So I'm going to train the pumpkin to stay within the border. See, a nice square. I'm going to put away those containers over there. Yes, this earth, it's filled with earthworms, guys. Filled with earthworms. I don't even have to add anything. But I'm going to cover the soil with some banana leaves. So, because I realize the worms, they're coming up to the surface. Because it was nice and covered with mush and shrubs and stuff. But since I've taken them out, probably the earthworm, the sun is out now, they're going to go way deep into the soil. So I'm going to cover the soil with some banana leaves so it can retain some moisture. That's the container I'm going to put the pumpkin seedlings in, and I'm going to let them grow out and just spread on the soil. Okay. Did you know that pumpkin is actually considered a fruit? Yes, botanically they are a type of berry because they grow from a flower and contain seeds inside. Even the pumpkin flowers themselves are useful. In many parts of the world, people cook pumpkin blossoms in soups or fry them in batter. And the leaves, they eat the leaves, just like callaloo. You can eat the pumpkin leaves just like callaloo. Jamaicans shouldn't be hungry either. We shouldn't be hungry. Just plant some pumpkins, and pumpkins are invasive. They'll just fill the backyard. And you have your greens. You have your greens to eat. So I'm also adding some soil on top of the banana cuttings, and I will plant the pumpkin in this soil, the seedlings. I'll plant the seedlings, sorry. Yes, I'll plant the seedlings in this soil. For me, though, the most beautiful part of planting pumpkins is watching how the vines slowly spread across the garden, leaf by leaf, until the fruit begins to form. Yes, step by step, I'm building my backyard food forest. Little by little, the garden is going to grow. And sometimes the soil reminds us that life is already happening beneath our feet. I'm adding a small amount of wood ash around them Wood ash contains minerals like potassium, which plants can use as they grow. And pumpkins really enjoy rich living soil, so this combination of mulch and organic material and healthy earthworms should help them grow very well here. I'm chopping some banana leaves and spreading these leaves on the ground around the plot, and this will act like a natural mulch to help keep the soil moist and to be protected from the sun. Thank you for spending this quiet moment in the garden with me. If you enjoy peaceful gardening and food forest building here in Jamaica, you're welcome to subscribe and follow the journey here on SacredSeedsJA.